Okay, if you've watched any of these videos and if you've watched them in order, you'll know that the last one ended with me talking about duration. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to start of injection. So I need to find the start of injection map. So I'm going to take a few jumps along the file. This one is often a puzzle for people. You'll have to take my word for finding it. There's a start of injection map, and there's a second one. Winols rarely finds these maps, so it can be a bit of a problem, so don't be at all surprised by that. The giveaway is that they usually, especially in EDC 15, there is a collection of 10. Bosch number of them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but that's 10 maps. And so if you can find 10 maps, and I'm not going to scroll through all of these to show you, but you take my word for it, there are 10, and if you try you'll see for yourself. So there are usually 10 maps. Another clue is they're usually somewhere around about the 16 by 14 size. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here where I guess the beginning is there. Look, it looks like it might be a beginning, and I'm going to just go across to what looks like the end, and then I'm going to go to text view and see what we've got. Right, now a good clue to doing this sort of thing is to look at what comes before and after rather than what is actually highlighted. If I look at what's before here, I've got 0, 256, 512, 768, 1024. In real numbers, that's 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now if the next number's 5, I know the next number is part of that sequence, but the next number isn't. So the next number is not 5, which means that this next number is probably the start of a map. So I've missed it slightly, haven't I? Because the map must start there. So I'll just delete that. So it looks like the map starts there. Now my next question to myself is, how wide is this? How many columns do I need? I'm going to have a look now and see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14's not a bad number for this, so I'm going to take a gamble that 14 is correct. Could be 16, but I'm going to take a gamble that this one is 14. The easy way to tell will be to look back at the 2D and see how well everything looks. Does it look as if things are lined up tidy? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I'm deliberately going to go to 16, and there's a couple of pointers for that. I think 16 is a likely number, but if you look here, this one starts at 2859. It's not that clear because of the highlighting, but there's a 2859 appeared again there, which suggests to me that the next map might well be starting there. And if I look over here, I've got 2859 as our start point there, and then they change, and then suddenly I get 2859 again. So there's pointers to suggest that if this is the first map, then this could be the second map here. Now there's only one way to confirm that, and that is to construct the whole map, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press K to select it. So I've got the map. Then I'm going to click there and delete it. It's a pity that the map, as you can just about make it out, it's gone and hidden itself behind there. Let's just bring it down here out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and see if I can find some access data, because there isn't any here. You can see, look, if I start scrolling up, I'm just rolling the mouse wheel. There is no access data, but I'll keep going. Now, is this access data? Well, one clue for access data is big spikes. So in other words, numbers that suddenly go up in a jump like that. And there's another one there going up in a jump like that. These are little ones, little spikes, but these are quite big. This would suggest that whatever I'm looking for might well be in these few rows here. So I'll have a look, and look, there's a 14. Now 14's good because we went for 14 on there. So I'm going to go for 14 and assume it starts there. Then I'm going to double click on here, and I'm going to say get the data from the EEPROM from the hex dump cursor. I'll have a quick look. Yes, I've picked up some numbers. Look, 550, so that's okay. Right, what else have we got? I've got 10 here, but I don't want a 10. At least I don't think I want a 10. So I'm going to have a look. Oh, there's a 16. So let's assume 16 is what I want. So I'm going to find that one, first number after 16. I'm going to come back to my map. I'll just bring it up a bit. I'm going to double click on there. And again, I'm going to say EEPROM, hex dump. OK. Looks reasonable. Got some numbers there. Right, now let's have a look and take a guess at what we've got. I reckon this is probably, as it goes from 100, it's got a nice idle type value there of 800 or 1000. I'm going to guess this is revs per minute. So what I'm going to put on that one is engine speed. And I'm going to call it revs per minute. And I don't need to fill in anything else because there are no offsets that we use for that. That leaves me this. Now I'm going to take a guess here that 5,500 is actually 55. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess that that is injection quantity again. And I'm going to guess that it's milligrams per stroke. Now, injection quantity we've been using as 0.01 in several of the examples, so I'm going to guess that's correct. And I'm going to go for a precision of 1. So I'm going to say, right, that goes up to 55.0. Now here, I'm going to guess that it's the same figures for offsets as was used with duration, in which case this would be 0.023437. You'll be saying this in your sleep if you do this often enough. And I'm going to go for a couple of degrees of, or points of precision. OK. Right, now whether you think those figures make sense or not depends on how much you know about engines, obviously, so we'll come back to that perhaps a little bit later. But I just want everybody to see how we're finding the maps at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to assume that that's correct. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to give that a name, start of injection, except that I'm lazy, so I'm going to call it SOI. So I'm going to call that SOI map 0. In other words, it's the first map, but I'm guessing that Bosch will call it 0. So I'll do that. Now I'm going to do one more. If anyone's watching these videos and wants to do this sort of thing for themselves, obviously they can do as many as they like. And if you were actually chip tuning, you would have to do all of them. But I'm just going to do one more for now to save time. So I'm going to go across. There's my 14 across, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A little clue, am I in the right place? Well, this shape here looks a lot like that shape there, so that would be a bit of a clue. Right, K to select the map. Here's my 14 one. Now I can't do anything with that until I actually get the axis handy, so I need to go back to where the axes were. Right, there we are. I'll do 16 first because it's there. So there we are, put it on 16, bring this back up, double click here, EEPROM, from hex dump, OK, there's my numbers coming in. Then I need to just get this out of the way a minute, find 14, there we are, put it on 14, go back, double click, EEPROM, from hex dump, OK. And that's what we did last time. And what we also did was we decided that that was going to be 0.01. I called that injection quantity. I called that grams per stroke. I think I gave that a precision of 1, so that would be OK. I decided that this one was revs per minute, so we'll put engine speed in there, and we'll call that revs per minute. We won't change the rest because we don't need to. And then the main output from the map, we went for a couple of degrees of precision. We called the map start of injection map. Last one was 0, so we'll call this 1. And then what we'll do is we'll use the same factor that we used last time. So we'll go for our 0.02347 and click OK. and there are our factors that we had before. So these are the figures that we'd got before, and again, whether we believe those figures or not, we'll worry about at a later date. But so we've got a second map, and we could now go on and do, if I go back down, I'll just use the scroll wheel to run down. I've now got, there's 0, here's 2, sorry 1, and so here we've got 2, and so on. So I could go through and do them all, and probably by the time the next video gets posted I will have done them all so that they can be seen.